All right, welcome to another episode of Manpower Great Lakes Direct-Hire Team Market Manager Focus. And we are joined today by Misty Derringer from the South Central Indiana market. Thanks for joining us. And you are being led here by Andy Kramer, myself from the Milwaukee market, but obviously we do all the Great Lakes team, Great Lakes direct hire area. And we also are joined by Megan. Thanks for coming on as well this morning.
Thank you, Andy.
And also by Nicki Ford. And what market are you in, Nicki?
Michigan, the Great Lakes area, but I sit in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan.
So it's obviously great to have you on, Misty. We want to highlight everything that you have, going on in your market, and also, your history with Manpower. You've been with Manpower for quite a while, and want to really kind of dive into that. I mean, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Manpower and where you are right now.
Sure. So I have been with Manpower. This was my 25th year, will be in August with Manpower. So I started out as what was called an industrial service representative back in the day. So I started off as a recruiter, and I did that for many years. Then I was an on-site rep for quite a while. I did that for 8 years for one of our local clients in Columbus. So I had the opportunity to work one-on-one directly with clients, and that was a great job. I love the on-site program that Manpower has. So, and then after that, I moved into the talent acquisition team. So I was with the talent acquisition team for a couple of years. And then I took over as the market manager for the Indiana South Central team.
Absolutely. A lot of experience there. And what are some of the, industries that you've worked in the past and then, currently now?
So me personally, before I came to Manpower, which, it's not been that long because I've been here for 25 years. So I don't have a lot of pre-life Manpower. I'm just kidding. But I did work for an industrial manufacturing company as an inside sales rep for a little while. But mostly my background has been in customer service in some way, shape, or form of supporting clients, either on a manufacturing side or just a service side in a retail place. So, yeah.
I'd say that's a really good marriage. Obviously, having that customer service focus, but then also really knowing the ins and outs of the manufacturing world. And obviously, that's a lot of the roles that we deal with, the technical and all of those, industrial positions that we work with as well. What have you found, success with, this past, like 2023? Obviously, we're moving into 2024. What are some of the successes that you found, like going into, your past 2023, but then even going into this year?
Yeah. So 2023 was an interesting year for a lot of areas. We're very fortunate. We have a very diverse customer database in our market. So it's given us the opportunity to help a lot of folks get to work, and we've had a lot of opportunities. We've had a great 2023. And a lot of that has to do with just working with the clients that you currently have, really understanding what their needs are, understanding where you can be as beneficial to them and be a real partner with them. So that's what we really tried to focus on in 2023 when we had a lot of things going on in the automotive industry with supply chain issues and things like that. So we really just honed on our clients and making sure we're taking the best care of the clients that we currently have, and where we could really partner with them to help them and help other people get back to work. So.
Yeah, and obviously that is our goal, and we do a lot of the direct hire roles, but you really focus on temp to hire and other roles as well. Are there any specific roles that you're seeing like trend wise, like going into 2024, they're gonna be really important for candidates?
Oh, the ever in desired high demand CNC machine operators, maintenance techs. I'm already seeing a lot of need for that. We don't have enough skilled technical people out there, folks that are really just carrying on those trades. So that has been in high demand. I'm already getting emails for that, for perm opportunities from clients. I'm also kind of seeing quite a bit of increase for commodity managers, buyers, purchasing, that type of thing. So we're seeing a lot of requests for skill sets, and I'm starting to see a little bit of that activity out there on job boards and stuff too. So I think those skills are in a lot of demand as well. But definitely those maintenance techs. Man, I would love to have a bunch of maintenance techs who are looking for a job right now. Not for them, bad for them, but good for me. So
Totally. Misty, obviously, working in the branch, the kind of the best part I feel about working in the branch is that candidates can come right in. So for candidates that are looking to come into the branch, like how would you suggest that they come prepared so that the recruiters can really help them find work?
Yeah, so really what a candidate can do to be prepared when they walk in the branch is, even if you don't have a resume, like a formal fancy resume, it's not necessary. We'll help you with that. But you should at least have some of your dates of employment, know where you've worked at, be able to provide that to the recruiter. So we have a good understanding of what your work history is, how long you've had those skill sets, because we're going to have to try to communicate that to our clients, right? So we need to have an understanding of what your past history, work history has been like, so we can put that down on paper to be able to send that to a client. That's one thing. The other thing would be is if you're coming in and looking for a work, make sure that you, one, have the time to do it, and you have the time to sit down with someone, and that you don't have a lot of disruptions. So, and I know it's not always easy, but make sure there's someone that can watch your child if you have to come into the office, so you can really focus on yourself and focus on trying to find an opportunity, or come by yourself if you can. That would be another recommendation that I would have. And then know what you want, because that's what we want to do, is we really want to help you find a job that you want long-term so you can quit looking. So when we're starting to ask you what type of work would you like to do, we don't do that just so we can, pigeonhole you into something. We really want to understand what it is that you want to do, so we can try to make the best match for you for the long term.
Absolutely. And that kind of leads into my next question then. When a candidate, and I'm sure this happens all the time, like they're being asked those questions and it's just I don't know, I'm not sure. How do the recruiters kind of help candidates with kind of understanding maybe what their next career move is, maybe by understanding their skills when they're really not sure what that next step would be for them?
Oh yeah, the recruiters certainly have to be very good about pulling information out. So you just have to really first listen to what type of work they did, and then start asking questions about that. What did you like about that? You were there for 3 years. What made you stay? So what are the things about that job that you really preferred, that kept you going? And it may not even be the job. It could have been the leadership or the work environment. There's a lot of things that go into that. So it's not always the job. It's also a good culture match, and a good environment match, both for the client and for the associate. So that's what we want to understand. So we just try to pull all those little things out that we can to really get a good understanding and a good feel for what's going to make the associate happy.
Totally. Yeah. And I think that's what helps candidates, and the branch is kind of an amazing resource for them to be able to like come in, meet with recruiters face to face, and have these conversations that they may not have had had they just been kind of blindly applying to whatever, was available. So that's really great. And then on the other hand, how do the recruiters kind of help skill market those candidates if there's nothing really relevant to what they're interested in right now in the market?
So again, just having good in-depth interviews with the candidate, understanding what they're wanting to do. And then if we don't have a position like today for that candidate, then what we try to do is really start to look in our market. So if I have somebody who has some very distinct skills, maybe they've used a certain programming, or they have used a certain tooling or anything like that. So we're really looking at all of those hard skills, soft skills, transferable skills, all of those, and then looking within our clients. So that's where it's our job to have a good understanding about our clients, what their needs are, what their operation looks like. So then if we do have somebody who comes in that could be a true needle in a haystack, then you are really matching, you can match them out. So, and that goes with just having conversations with clients. Met this really great candidate. Boom, I knew they were a match for you. They've got this experience. I wanted to get them in front of you. So we'll, even if we don't have an opening, we'll put candidates in front of our clients because you just never know what they've got cooking.
Totally. Yeah. It's all about the relationship building on both ends. So that's great.
So when you say, South Central Indiana, we're based, obviously based in Wisconsin here. Nicki, you're based in Michigan.
Yep.
And, Missy, you say South Central Indiana. What are some of the cities that encompasses? Because obviously we say Great Lakes, and Michigan, different places. So tell us a little bit about some of the scope, the cities that you really kind of have focused on, or maybe had the most success in as well.
Yeah. So we have 3 brick and mortar buildings. So 3 branch offices that associates could visit. One is in Columbus. So if you don't know where Columbus is, it's about 40 miles south of Indianapolis. So not Columbus, Ohio, but Columbus, Indiana. And
I was going to say, sorry, Misty, people in Michigan don't necessarily like to visit Columbus, but keep going.
Yeah. So Columbus, Indiana, 40 miles south of Indianapolis. And then we have an office in Scottsburg, which is a little bit further south. It's about 15, 20 minutes from Louisville. We have Madison, Indiana, which is a beautiful little river town. So it's over off of the Ohio River, and it borders right up against Kentucky on that side. So we cover just over the bridge into Kentucky, and we have some great clients over in that area. And then Madison, Scottsburg, but some of the other cities that we also cover that people would recognize as Bloomington, Indiana. So that is a very busy area for us. So we're very active with one of our clients over in that area. So if you don't know where Bloomington is, it's the home of Indiana University. So go Reds. And then Seymour is in between Columbus and Scottsburg. So we also cover that market as well.
Awesome.
So it's a pretty big scope of an area that I cover, but we have a recruiting team in place in all of those markets that helps support the associates and the clients.
Absolutely. And, it seems like obviously with the technical roles and Nicki, what are some of the roles that you've had success in as well in our territory?
Well, so recently I've had success in management, in this area. I've also had success in some skills trade. Misty, I also wanted to ask you too, have you seen any, or what do you know about soft skills? Like what clients are interested? Are they interested in soft skills? Like, have you been seeing any clients interested in soft skills recently, or is that not a big thing that you're seeing in the market?
Oh no, soft skills are super important, especially in some, an assembly role. I would say, let's say you're an assembly operator, you're not having to deal with people as much, but you still have to get along with folks within a team. So I consider that a soft skill: ability to communicate, ability to be a team player, and then also have the ability to listen to your leadership. So all of those are soft skills. So even anything from assembly operator, those skills all go into play as much as it does for somebody who's in a leadership role, who's having to lead, a group of 5 people to 90 people. So those kind of skills are all important. And I think that has to go along with even the interviewing and being able to talk to someone and being able to have a good interview with someone. That is part of your soft skills, because
Absolutely.
Really what an employer is doing is listening to how you communicate with me, how you answer questions. And then there's a lot of other soft skills that can certainly go along with work your work requirements or your job in general, but it's also a culture fit. So the ability to get along with others, like I mentioned before, is hugely important. Not to mention, I don't know if you consider it a soft skill or not, but just the ability to show up every day and be on time. So that is really important. So, and that is typically what causes most of our folks to end up losing their opportunity, is because they just can't make it to work on time. And I know things happen in personal lives, but just you have to be able to get to work and make it to work every day. So that's what the client's depending on, because that machine's got to run whether you're on it or not.
Yeah, being able to rely on someone and depend on someone is very important. I agree.
Yeah.
I love that you brought up the culture fit, and we've worked with some Indiana positions, and a few of them have wanted been open to relocation. When you look at Indiana, and first of all, what types of candidates would kind of fit well in just kind of the Indiana area, like we're Midwest people, obviously, in the Great Lakes area. And, you kind of look at maybe someone from California, it's hard to sell them on Indiana. So like, how do you sell them on kind of your market? I love the Midwest. I actually have vacationed in Ohio, Indiana, so I get it. But how would you sell that area to, maybe candidates even outside of the area?
Well, we don't have beautiful beaches and palm trees, but we do have every season, and our fall is beautiful. Mm-hmm. To get outside in Indiana or Michigan or Ohio is, that in itself can be a staycation. So there's lots of things to do all the time, even in some of the smaller cities. Columbus is a beautiful architectural town. So, and they're known for their architecture. So it's a gorgeous town, and it's very family oriented. So, and that's also what I would say about Indiana, is I think it's very family oriented. So it's a great place that if you wanted to raise a family and settle down, not to mention you are really like so centralized that you could go anywhere. So, I can go up to Lake Michigan and be there in 5 hours, so I can be in Chicago in 4.5 hours. I could go to Nashville, Tennessee, and I could be in Nashville, Tennessee in 5 hours. I can be in Columbus, Ohio in 3. So, I mean, you really are so centralized in Indiana that you have the ability to drive anywhere you wanted to go instead of fly. But just the overall, the ability to get outdoors in pretty much any season, and enjoy what Mother Nature has to offer. Yeah. So.
Well, I've definitely enjoyed, our time with you. Appreciate you coming on. Megan, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask Misty as we're, finishing up here?
I was just going to ask, what do you see for 2024? What are you focusing on? I know it's like 5 days in, but what are you focusing on for 2024? And what do you see, is going to be really successful for you in your market?
Well, we've been focusing on 2024 for a little while. So manpower gets you thinking, that's for sure. But so some of the things that we've really been focusing on is I'd like to diversify my business a little bit more. I'd like to have more opportunities, a variety of things, so I can help more people find opportunities and connect more people with work. And I know that can seem kind of hokey, and that's something that you say, but it's really not. Like we don't like not having something to offer someone who really needs to get back to work. So I would like to have a little bit more diverse opportunities to be able to help more people match to what they really desire to do in the long term. That's one of my focuses. And then just continue to grow, and then also focus on perm. I'd like to find some more direct hire opportunities for associates who are already working that are looking for something different within their career, and then be able to go there directly without having to use the temporary to hire process.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at candidates right now, a lot of The markets, you never know what the economy is going to do, right? But, candidates are looking for that stability. I think that's important. And in that direct hire permanent definitely offers that as well. When you look at, some of these new opportunities, what would you say maybe your office, is, strongest at and really excels at, because obviously you've been in the business, for quite a while. And tell us a little bit more about kind of your, offices that you work in.
Yeah. So South Central Indiana is hugely automotive focused. So there is tons of manufacturing here. And I shouldn't just say automotive, but it's there. We have 3 industrial towns. So all 3 of my towns are all industrial towns, or at least that's where the office is set. So that naturally is what the recruiters are really good at, because they understand the positions, they understand the client, so therefore they can help get the right person into the job. And that goes the same for the associate side. They're really good at explaining the position, so associates have an understanding of what they can expect before they go in, either for an interview or to start a job. So they're really good on the industrial side, but they're not afraid if they need to research a position. We just did that this week, to really get a good understanding about what that position is. So they can feel comfortable about it talking to an associate who has those skills and experience. So, but definitely industrial side has been, that's just what this market is. So.
Totally.
Yeah, it really helps to kind of know the area and know that setting as well. Nicki, did you have any other questions that you were thinking of that you wanted to ask Misty?
Yeah, so if we can double back a little bit, if you can give us a little sneak peek, Misty, into what that diversity looks like, that you're trying to open up and look for in 2024.
I would love to have some more administrative roles, and some more professional roles, more skilled on the office side, because those candidates that have more of an administrative or professional background, they're looking to make a change usually. So they're more passively looking. So I would like to have some more of those opportunities to be able to talk to associates about, and connect them to those opportunities. So that definitely. And then also on the perm or direct hire side, getting some more opportunities there, in the sense of being able to put people that are already working directly into another position. I don't have enough of those roles here in this area. It is a bit challenging to develop those roles, but we've been certainly working on it and explaining what a benefit it is to use Manpower to be able to do that further.
Yeah, those administrative roles are really good backgrounds. It's my background, and it gives you a really good ground level. You get to see every position and gather skills from every position, know how to do a little bit of everything. So that's a good focus area.
Yeah, just like our recruiters, or somebody who starts in our office, you start there, but you continue to develop your skills, you learn more, and then you you look at those opportunities to continue to advance. So always starting in those, if you can start in those administrative roles, and even if you're starting out as a receptionist, you are just getting a chance to learn and put on new hats and try different things to see what your niche is and what you really are passionate about. So
it's definitely a great exposure role for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And all of us are passionate about making sure that the candidate and the client are happy. I think that's important as well. Manpower difference is, obviously we're not just trying to get a warm body. We want to find success long term, and the right fit. And and you, when you're in your market, you get a chance to kind of go out into the clients as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's really the fun part. That's the funnest part of my job, is I love seeing what our clients make. So to get a go into one of our clients' setting and see what they make from the ground up, and learn how it's made, and have a good concept and understanding about what these people do each and every day to make that product, that is so cool. I'll never
Totally.
forget my first time going to the donut factory. I was like, oh, I can't wait. And it was awesome, just as awesome as I thought it would be. And it smelled just as good as I thought it would.
I bet.
That sounds like actual heaven.
I think I smell a road trip, actually.
Great. Yes.
Great Lakes road trip. Well, thanks again, Misty Derringer from the South Central Indiana market. I appreciate you joining us. Once again, this has been the Manpower Great Lakes Team Direct Hire Market Manager Focus, and look forward to connecting with you and working with you. And everyone, definitely go into her office, say hi, and let her and her team help you as well. So thanks again, Misty. Obviously, thanks again, Nicki and Megan as well. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
guys. I appreciate
you.
you guys having me and letting me share a little bit about our market and what we can do to help other people. So I appreciate that. It's been fun.
Absolutely.